Good morning, Facebook. Good morning, Stop Frying Your Brain. This is John Wallace. So listen, we're down here in Southern California and we're doing a little tour about, a little walkabout, and we're talking to some people about what they're doing differently, and we're trying to get some people help. But this morning, what I really want is, good morning, Tracy. How are you today? Good morning, Robert. How are you today? Good morning, Aaron. How are you today? Good morning, everybody. How are you today? Listen, I want to talk about something that last night I got a chance to jump in the ocean and swim around a little bit and explore a little bit further about my beliefs in God and the higher power that carries me through each day. You know, that God's always been there. It never turned its back on me. Oh, I didn't give you a heads up, Aaron. I'm sorry. I thought I sent that out to everybody. How you doing, Tracy? Good morning. No, I got to swim out in the ocean in the middle of the night and see this vast darkness and blackness and get waves crashing over me and push me around and swimming and surfing and stuff. Well, in October of 2014, I was messing around on the boogie board. I told people I was surfing. I wasn't. I was boogie boarding, and I crashed off a wave, and I hit my face first into the sand, and the wave pushed my body up over my head like a reverse scorpion, and I felt the snap, 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 and I felt everything go numb. And as I floated up from the water and surfaced, I felt this sense of peace and serenity that I can't really describe, you know? I can't really describe. And as I got to the surface, I realized I couldn't feel anything from the chest down. I started screaming, help, help me. And this man came wading over. He was only about this high in the water, you know? And he dragged me up, and he said, put your legs down. And I said, I can't feel my legs. And they dragged me to the surface, and to the shore. They pulled me up there, and an ambulance came. And for 2 days, people asked me, could you feel that? I couldn't feel anything. And I thought I had lost my legs, and I started praying that day. God, please don't take my legs. God, please don't take my legs. I swear I'm moving again. About a day and a half, 2 days into it, all of a sudden I felt something. And all of a sudden I felt something on my foot, and I celebrated. Thank you, Holy Spirit recovery. I celebrated. I got my legs back. And I forgot that if God is everything, God is everywhere, then I wasn't able to turn my back on God. You know, that God's always been there. It's always carried me through each day. Yeah, thanks. It's always carried me through each day. And today I let it, you know. Like, I've been doing a lot of fun things, a lot of cool stuff, going around all over the place, and if anybody thinks I'm grandstanding out there, I'm not, man. I'm just showing you that this is possible, man. I was a godless, bottomless, just fallout loser, lowlife, man. All I did was take. What's in it for me, what makes me feel good, you know, and at the end of the day, that trickster left me with nothing every single time, you know. This is possible. It's absolutely possible. If a godless, bottomless heathen like me could find the power that I have in belief and faith, then why can't you? You know, of course you can. But faith is a discipline. Faith is a discipline. It's something that we need to grow upon and expand upon and work at every single day, you know? And I'm learning that, you know? I got an older brother that is a devout Catholic. He's a Catholic school teacher, in fact. He married his high school sweetheart. He's got 5 amazing kids. He owns a home. He finished a career with FedEx. He's this amazing example of a man, you know. And I attribute that to his faith. And I was always envious of that. But the path that I took to find the God that I understand today, it was the path that I had to take, you know. United Churches Against Addiction is coming on board, and because of Holy Spirit Recovery and Aaron Burnett, am I saying that right? and Joanna Gamblin and some of the people that I've been meeting along the way, Mary Angelique that's here, I've been starting to really take a look at my belief structures and what I believe God to be. So I believe God to be everything. Absolutely everything, the compilation of all things, me, you, the air in between, the air that we breathe, the birds, the bees, these trees, everything. Right? I see as much God in a skyline as I do in a mountainscape. Right? I think God is everything, the culmination of all things. Burnt. All right. So last night I'm swimming in the waves and I find myself starting to pray again. Right? I have this secular being. You know, I'm not a monotheist. I'm not a polytheist. I believe God to be the culmination of all things and can manifest itself in any way that it wants to. Today I want to avoid the negative in my life, right? I want to avoid negative people and negative thoughts and negative everything, right? Like you gotta have faith in recovery. I hear people talking about faith-based recovery. What recovery could possibly not be faith-based? What recovery could not be faith-based? You've asked me to pull a needle out of my arm. You've asked me to approach a new way of life. You asked me to right my wrongs and to make amends and to do this stuff that is alien to me, right? And how am I supposed to do that without faith? You know? Now, that faith doesn't have to come in this big, shiny God shot moment. God hasn't come down and laid his hands upon my shoulder in a way that I can felt, but I hear him in the voices of others. I see him in the actions that we take. I see it when a kid like yesterday. Like yesterday when this kid called me up. He called me up at 2:30 in the morning yesterday. He said, "Can you help me?" I said, "All right, we're there." I shot right over there, and this kid who wouldn't come off of his puppy dog, who came up with every reason and every excuse to not go get the help that he needed, and he only wanted the help that he wanted. All of a sudden, something came in, man. God entered the room, and he said, "I'll do whatever I gotta do," and that touched me, dude. That moved me, right? So as I'm swimming around inside of these waves last night in the dark, and they're crashing over me, and I'm soaking wet, I start thinking to myself, man, where God's in everything, God's everywhere, you know? And I gotta ask that God to carry me through this day, and I gotta ask that God to make sure that I get carried through each day, all right? Joanna Gamblin's got faith in recovery, United Churches Against Addiction, all this stuff that's been going on in my life, and I see God approaching me in all these different ways. Now, I mean, Joanna's gonna come on live with faith in recovery tonight, right? On Monday, I get to meet up with this dude Ken Seeley from Intervention, right? A guy on A&E, like a TV star dude, right? Like that ain't me, dude. Like, I'm a dude that gets busted and goes to jail. Like, I'm a guy that winds up homeless in a stolen car that he lives in with a roommate, right? I'm a guy that steals your stuff and helps you look for it, right? I'm a guy that never thought that this life would be possible for me, and it's become more than that. It's become way more than possible for me. It's become something that I'm just carrying through with ease. The only difference between today and back then is that God was still there. He was still carrying me through. He spent all his time shielding me from the evils that that world possesses, man. I was wrapped in it. I was wrapped in it. I was stuck in it. I thought that that's how I had to be. That's all I was ever going to be. And sometimes this liar still lies to me. Sometimes this liar still lies to me. He tells me that you ain't gonna be no nothing never again. You're nothing but a low life, bottomless, just loser, you know. And he lies to me. And you know what? Today I tell him thanks for sharing, but shut the fuck up. Right? The maniac inside of my head still wants me to act out and act a fool and run around and talk about things that I used to do and reminisce about the old days and glorify them and all that stuff. And the old days were bullshit. You know. Today I found a new way of life. You know. I find it in a lot of different facets. I just got off the phone with a man that's starting to show me some new ways, you know. I've had a lot of great teachers along the way, a lot of great examples of how to live, a lot of people that have brought new information in my life. All right, Time String, I love you too. And I hope I get to see you along this journey right now. But I know that I'll see you along this journey. There's no way that I won't, you know, because you guys showed me a living that Robert Hensley, man, me and you have had some conversations that have broadened my scope of what I'm capable of and given me the faith that it needs for me to walk through this. Now, how is that not God? Right? How is that not God? Now, I'm not God. I'm not a God. I'm not the Son of God. I can't stop anybody from getting loaded. Right? I can't even stop me from getting loaded. Right? That comes from a power that which I do not understand, that is greater than myself, and that faith is starting to evolve, you know, through women like Joanna Gamblin, who's going to come on tonight. She's going to share her message. and Aaron, whose faith is so deep and strong that she's afraid to share it, which I don't want to hear no more. I know you heard me right there, Aaron. I don't want to hear no more of that. You know, I want to hear what you have to say. I want to hear everything that everybody has to say, because if you're doing something about this issue, I want to hear it, see it, be it. You know, we do recover, we do get better, we do get back up, right? That's all there is to it. I'm in Irvine today in the Wyndham Hotel, hanging out with Mary Angelique, Emerson Biggins. We're still on the hunt for his brother. You know, last night we had some fun. This old guy who could barely stand kept wandering over to us, and I'm thinking in my head, man, I don't want to have no fun with the fella because he's definitely tossed up. But he didn't just want to bum a cigarette. He heard what we were talking about, and he would stagger over and he'd stagger away, and stagger over and he'd stagger away. I'm like, man, let's put this alive and show people that we're not a glum lot. We have a good time, man. And I don't look down upon nobody, man. Man, we offered to take them to the beach with us and hang out with us. We don't care, man. I want to hear your stories. We don't come to recovery, get sober, then come to recovery. We come to recovery to get sober, to get clean, to get that evil and that poison out of our system, you know. Inside of every man, woman, and child is a fundamental belief of God, but it is often obscured by calamity, pomp, and worship of other things. That's from the Alcoholics Anonymous Big Book. I believe it's on page 55. All right? What does that mean? Calamity. The chaos, I want to focus on it. The bullshit that don't serve nothing, no purpose. I want to focus on that for sometimes. I don't know why. That's the devil. That's evil right there. Give it whatever name you want to. I don't need no red dressed man with horns and a spiky tail holding a pitchfork, cartoon character type villain to tell me there's evil in this world. But you know what? I see God in the evil. All right. Someone just said, let's pray for my friend in Colorado. You know, I'm starting to learn how to pray. My prayers are real simple. God, please carry me through this day. Please protect me. At the end of the day, I say, God, thank you for carrying me through this day. Please bless me again. You know, my prayers for others is simple. I ask God to direct my thoughts and my actions with his will for me. I don't know what that is. If God was to descend from the heavens, put his hand upon my shoulder and tell me, here's my will for you, my son, I would surely fuck it up. I would surely try to tweak it and put my own spin on it. You know, I'm up way earlier than everybody else. I always am. They're still sleeping up in the room before we get a day rolling. Hopefully I'm going to see my homeboys today. We know we're going to have a big fat lunch over at Lafayette Hotel down in San Diego. I used to work for sick. They had to fire me. And he's my bro. I've known him forever. You know, he's my bro. And he's gonna put out some spread for us. He's gonna let me go back in the kitchen and take a look and remember where I never want to work again. You know, I don't know if my message reaches anybody. I don't know. I hope it does. I really do. You know, sometimes I doubt that I have any ability to really reach out and help another human being like that because of where I've been and who I've been and what I've done. You know, and I gotta get past that, and I'm working past that, you know. I got this liar in my head that wants to tell me all these things that are not true, wants to make me think that I'm lesser than myself, and it's not true. And I don't know if you can relate to that, but if you can, then I'm with you, man. I'm with you, man. You know, we've had some places come up out of the woodworks and some people that I never thought would want to come. Why would you want to be on Stop Frying the Brain with me? You know? So Monday we're going to see Ken Seeley from that show Intervention. They used to show me that show when I was in one of the rehabs, a place called Tradition One down in San Diego, man. I did them people dirty. I was there 2 months. I was loaded the whole time, man. I was ducking and diving and bobbing and weaving and getting away with it. What I thought getting away with it, all right? Getting away with getting loaded in rehab is like cheating at solitaire. You know? Pretending to be sober in the rooms of Alcoholics Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous is cheating at solitaire. Trying to convince me that you're clean just so you can be clean is cheating at solitaire. I don't care if you are. It's not up to me. It's not beyond me, but I can show you a way. It's the same way that I walk, man. Each day I wake up and I pray. I say, God, please get me through this day. All right? Simple. I do a little bit of writing. I have some coffee. I meditate for a bit. And that meditation, all I really try to do is quiet my brain long enough so I can focus on my next thought. Right now, try to stop and think about your next thought. Think about your next thought. Kind of hard to do, huh? It's almost impossible to do. And my brain gets quiet in the midst of that, you know? We showed some sound bath meditation stuff, and that's one of the practices I use to find my way into meditation. You know, there's some people that they would tell you that they brought me in, all they did was show me the way in. I walked through it on my own. You know, not on my own, man. Actually, not on my own. That's some ego-based shit right there. Mr. Robert Hensley, he had some faith and some trust in me, and he published something that I wrote, you know. I wrote something, and my whole life, my family and my friends have been telling me, oh, you're a great writer, you're such a talented writer, all this stuff, right? I don't know if you read my articles, because it seems like I've been doing more lives than that, even though I got a whole bunch in the portal, Robert, you know. But what are your friends and your family going to tell you? Of course they're going to tell you you're a good writer. What are they going to tell you? Put the shovel down, put the pen down, pick up the shovel, you're lame? No, they're going to sing my praises and my accolades. How you doing, Liz? I can't see the comments here. I just see little blips of them and stuff like that, you know. So I took a leap of faith and I sent him something that I wrote. And it all started off with he was talking about something Mayans with aliens and things like that. And I got some belief structures there, but that's besides the point to here. So I sent him a little quote from a book called Demon Box, written by Ken Kesey. I read I couldn't lie. I wanted to take credit for it, but I couldn't lie. So what I did was, I said, no, that's not mine. That was Ken Kesey's from Demon Box, but I'll send you something. I shot him something, he put it up. I sent him something else here, and he liked it, and he put it up. I did one of these things, and he dug it. And a bunch of people did. And all of a sudden, my life started shifting and changing, and I started feeling this power, this presence inside of me grab me and tell me that this is what I'm supposed to do. This is the path I'm supposed to be on. This is how I'm supposed to be walking, talking, and living my life. All right? Today, that which no longer serves me, I remove from my life. I cut it out right away. I don't need negativity, man. I learned some stuff from Tad Stringham about the law of attraction and the law of vibration. Actually, he just introduced me to Bob Proctor, who talks a little bit about it, and I learned more about it, and then I studied more about it, and then I realized that listening to other people talk about it isn't quite sufficient for a guy like me. I need to practice it. I need to understand it a little bit more. So I digested it, I dissected it, and I implemented it into my life. And law of vibration talks about that everything moves, nothing rests, right? We live in an ocean of motion, right? Matter is nothing but energy condensed into a slow vibration. So therefore, I can feel those vibrations. That's why there's somebody who talks about when you're walking in nature, you feel in harmony, you know, you feel at peace, right? Well, I understood that. That made sense to me, you know? Like right now, but I get the same harmony and the same peace in a crowd, in a cityscape. I really do, you know? So, you know what's funny is my phone's stuck right now, and there's one little quote that I comment that says, bullshit, you're helping hundreds from all over. I like that, man. It makes me proud. It makes me proud to be on this mission, you know? But if I can help one person get out of that sickness that I lived in for so long and step from that darkness into a life that gets me welled up a little bit, you know, then I'm overpaid. I'm overfed, you know? One person, man, and I'm overfed. And I know that personally, it's been more than that, you know, and I don't want to brag. I'm not out here trying to show about, oh, look how much fun I'm having and how cool I am. That's not what I'm doing, dude, at all. I have fun. I live a life of joy and a life that is free from the bullshit of yesterday, right? But only those. Whoa, Father Mark, United Churches Against Addiction. We talked to some church-going folk, and we'll talk to them again. You know, I haven't been for a while. I was raised in the Catholic Church. I don't have a bad word to say about it. Like I just got ended up talking about. Like I envy faith. You know, I envy that faith, and I'm starting to build it upon my own, and I'm starting to realize it's a discipline. You know, it's something that I have to do. Just like I do my spiritual recovery program and the anonymous programs that I'm a member of, I have to build upon that, you know, on a daily basis. I mean, like I'm granted a daily reprieve from the obsession to use dope, contingent upon my spiritual maintenance. What does that mean? That means if I maintain a condition of spirituality, if I look at my wrongs and I right them quickly, if I start to believe in a God that is greater than myself, and it carries me through each day, That faith grows, and grows. If I stay out of my thoughts of tomorrow that I can get focused on all day long, I can live in fear of, I can pontificate and ponder all day long, all right? But there's nothing I can do anything about, really, you know? Or I can get caught in yesterday and the regrets of past and all that stuff, you know, and my coulda, woulda, shoulda dones and all that stuff all day long. But the only day I can do anything about is today, and conveniently, that's the only day it's ever gonna be, all right? Now I ain't a doctor, I ain't got no certificates on the wall, I don't got no degrees, man, I got scars. I got a story, I got a history, I got a background, you can Google it, you know, I'm sure, right? I don't know if I'm all that, man. But I got a past that which, you know, I'm not proud of all the things that I've done, but I don't regret them because they made me who I am today. Tad Stringham said this thing to me. Oh God, I can't wait to get with him on this thing, you know? He said to me that you can't love who you are and hate the journey that shaped you. And that man had a journey that shaped him into who he is today. And you can see it upon him and that spiritual shift that he's had and what he does with his life today, and his beautiful wife Tammy, and I know she was the guiding light in all of that, you know, and she drew him in, and together they formed this bond and this power that the likes of which I was in awe of. They're amazing, you know, and I could hear what they were saying. I could hear the message they're delivering, and I haven't always been that way. Usually you can talk to me all day long. I just want to tell you more about what I'm doing and what I think and what I blah blah blah, me, I. It's not what I'm doing here today, man. I want to talk to you. What are you doing? I want to talk to you. Can we help you? You got a story to tell? I want to hear it because it might help. It might help me. It might help the next dude. You know, you still sick with it and sick in it, and you ain't ready to get out and you ain't sure, but you want to talk and you want to find out, hit us up, dude. You know, you got a facility you want to plug, there's some conditions upon that, all right? I'll tell you right now, there's some conditions upon that if you want to talk to me about it, all right? You better be real. I'm not just talking bricks and mortar real. You better be real, all right? You better be about delivering a message. You better not, I mean, I've heard some sick things being said like there's no money in the cure. Fuck money. The worst, the most evil and heinous possession that or invention this man has ever created is the pocket. You know, fuck money. Don't care about it, man. Money only fixes the problems that it can fix. My bills and my rent and my lights and my gasoline, my cigarette, whatever. Only fixes the problems it can fix. Food. I mean, some of these problems are essential. But once all those problems that money can fix have been fixed, and you got enough to reach in your pocket for more, once you don't have to trip on how the bills are going to get paid, how the lights are going to stay on no more, all right? And money has fixed all the problems it can fix. Now think about the ones that it can't fix. Mental illness, addiction, relationship issues with others, you know, real problems, cancer, suicide. You're not in a spiritual condition to meet them with grace, you know? They come with responsibility, all right? They come with responsibility. Responsibility I'm grateful for almost not having right now, all right? Like, I am grateful for my little money problems, all right? I'm grateful for those because they distract me from those other problems, because I hope and I pray that I'm spiritually fit to meet them when that day comes, but it ain't here yet, man. I don't get fuck money. I've been told to watch my language. I'm working on it. You know, I'm working on it. That ain't what I'm here for. That ain't what I'm here for. My lifestyle is real simple, man. I need some food. I still smoke, man. I can't stop smoking. I'll get to that. I'll get to that. I talked to some dudes from a church that have a huge smoking cessation program, and they do it through faith, and I realized that I practice the 12 steps of anonymous programs, and those 12 steps call God out by name 4 times. They mention him another 6 times, power greater than myself, you know, things of that nature, and him, his, you know. I have a little bit of a hard time with that him, his. Not because I'm like a equalitist, feminine, you know, equality and all that, no. Not because it's sexist, no. Because I don't see God as having a human face any more than it has the face of a bird, a fountain, a tree, a building. God's everything. God's everywhere. God either is or God isn't. You know, that's my God. And I could go on a long, drawn-out dissertation on my beliefs in that God and that power greater than myself. Doesn't really matter, man. I have one. I have one today that carries me through each day, and each day the only difference between me and yesterday is I let it. We got a cool day planned. We're going to be doing a lot more lives. We're going to get to know Mary Angelique a little bit better. We're going to try and find we're going to try to find Emerson Biggin's long-lost brother. If you got a church out there and you want to get involved with us, come get involved with us. We're going to go live with Ken Seeley, all right, on Monday. We're going to go see some other places, other facilities. We're going to be up and down this coast, and we're going to do it all the way along, all right? Now listen, man. I love you, and if nobody told you they love you today, you're hanging out with the wrong people, dude. All right? Stop frying your brains, coming at you live from SoCal all day long. I've been told to wrap it up, so I gotta go.
If you stop frying your brain, you can take away the pain. If you stop frying your brain, you can take away the pain. If you stop frying your brain, you can take away the pain. If you stop frying your brain, you can take away the pain. If you stop frying your brain, you can take away the pain. If you stop frying your brain, you can take away the pain. If you stop frying your brain, you can take away the pain. If you stop frying your brain, you can take away the www.stopfryingyour